What's up, people, and welcome to Pitch Points. So again, today we're going to discuss the two Champions League games today that were played today, Wednesday. I mean, the Champions League is just hard. It is as I mentioned before, it is the elite competition in football in the world to me. It is the cream of the cream. It's hard. Every team is hard. Every team is hard to play against. There's just no slackers. Everybody steps up their game by levels of multiple times. What a fantastic day of Champions League football. Two games today: Schalke versus Manchester City in the round of 16, and Atletico de Madrid versus Juventus in the round of 16. What two amazing games. I first start off with Manchester City. I mean, where do you even start from with that kind of game? I mean, it's typical City. You know, they put you through the ringer and come out victorious at the end. In terms of general formation, City started off with a 3-5-2 formation, playing a back three, 3-4-3, back three, 4 in the midfield, and 3 up front, and they used Fernandinho as that half centre back, half defensive midfield. And the first 15-20 minutes, they did well. They were pressuring. The goal came through David Silva when Schalke tried to play out at the back, and they were caught in possession, and Aguero scored the goal. And then madness happened. Total madness, right? VAR controversy with the penalty, the handball that was given against Otamendi. I don't think it was a penalty. I think that in order for that to be a penalty, it must be a deliberate motion of the ball to the hand, because he was trying to get his hand away from the ball, and the ball hits his hand. I don't know what the referee was thinking, but it's the whole debate around that. And then the VAR box by the side of the line wasn't even working at the same point in time. It was crazy VAR games. And the second penalty was clearly Fernandinho made a mistake in the penalty box by holding that defender, and then the penalty was given, even though both of them from the Schalke team were offside. But again, because VAR didn't call that, it was given as a penalty. And so now City are 2-1 down in the first half of the game without a shot on goal from the opposition team. You basically gifted them 2 goals. Then the second half starts. And it kept going, it kept pressing, kept creating chances. And then Otamendi, second foul on a player, and then he was sent off. So now 2-1 down, away in the Champions League, and now you have 10 men. And I think this is where I love Pep Guardiola. The master stroke happens, right? So he basically reshuffles the team, takes off Aguero, brings on Sane, right? Now remember, we're down, brings on Sane, asks Raheem Sterling to switch sides with Sane. So he's not playing 2 wide up front, playing Bernardo in the middle of the hole with Kevin and Gundogan, and then had the back 4. So literally they're just playing basically with 10 men across the game. And then fortunately the goal came through a free kick, which Leroy Sané completely buried. What a strike. Fantastic strike by Leroy, playing in the team where he basically grew up as a kid. And then at the end of the game, master stroke from Ederson, one of the best keepers in the world, if not the best keeper right now in the Premier League in terms of ball playing, basically pinged the ball 60 yards all the way across Raheem Sterling, and Sterling very coolly finished the ball, and it was 3-2 to Manchester City with 10 minutes left, with 10 men down in the UEFA Champions League, in a stadium with 6,000 fans screaming. That was a championship mentality by the team. Really exciting game that I really enjoyed. I didn't enjoy it in the meantime, but I enjoyed at the end of the game. Which means that in 3 weeks' time, City go into the Etihad with an advantage of having scored 3 away goals, which is a fantastic result for them. Hard-fought win, championship mentality in the Champions League. And again, Champions League is a very difficult competition. We can see that everybody kind of raises their game to the next level. The beauty of the Champions League is that teams actually step up their game when they play in the Champions League. You look at Schalke, for example. They're 14th in the German Bundesliga. But this is a team that hasn't lost 9 home European games. This game that City played them in was the very first loss in 10 games. They've had 6 wins and 3 draws in Europe. So for those who are saying, well, it's only Schalke, they're 14th, it's a Champions League. And when it's a Champions League, teams step up multiple factors. And Schalke came second in the Bundesliga last year, and they're a good side. The next game, Atleti versus Juve, another fantastic. Everybody thought because they had Ronaldo, they had Dybala, they had all these players, that Juventus was going to rock up to Madrid and basically blow Madrid out of the water. This is Atletico de Madrid with Diego Simeone Basically, Madrid played a 4-4-2 and a 4-4-1-1. So when they were defending, they basically played a 4-4-2. A backline of 4, a midfield of 4, and 2 strikers up front with Diego Costa and Griezmann playing the 2. When they were offensive, they switched formation where they basically a 4-4-1-1 and basically played Diego the Costa up front. Right behind him was Griezmann. The first half was really choppy. Different issues around VAR, rough tackles, a very choppy game which suited Atletico de Madrid. And then in the second half, much better. Atletico was pressing, they were putting pressure, they were transitioning very well on the break. They really pushed high. Morata's goal was disallowed because they pushed defender in the back. Really played well, and 2 goals came from nowhere, basically. And again, showing that Atletico, and again, another dangerous team that you don't want to come across. Can Juve turn it around in Turin? Yes, they can. Will they turn around in Turin against Atletico de Madrid? It's going to be a very difficult game. If there's one team in the whole of Europe you don't want to be 2 goals down against going back, it's Atletico, because they have very structured and very rigorous in the way they defend. For me, the man of the match was Antoine Griezmann for Atletico de Madrid, and then from the man of the match for Man City, in my opinion, of course, was Leroy Sane. Played fantastic. Really enjoyed both games, and I thought we had a great time. Again, I'll see you next week when we start. Not next week, actually on Friday, where we'll preview the game Man United versus Liverpool and Man City versus Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final. Till then, take care and have a great one.